What do you do?
What I do now is I work with children, for children, and because of children. So what I help with an association. I'm executive director of Aqra. I volunteered with Aqra for 9 years, and the focus is to empower the public schools to improve education for all children.
What drove you into this field?
What made me go become actually a member of Aqra is because my life is focused on children. I had my dad was a refugee from Palestine. So since I was a child, I felt that I have to take care of children. So that basically, when after a profession in programming, I realized now time to go back to Lebanon and give back. So that's why I'm doing this.
What is your greatest source of energy?
Every time I see a child, I see the power of the future. And for me, with every child is a new life, and that gives me a lot of strength. So now we're working with about 20,000 children, and you can imagine how much energy I have.
What was your most impressive childhood experience?
When I left Brazil, after my dad dropped dead, and we went to Jordan, tried to find a home where my mom's from, and then we ended up going to Lebanon, and then being put in a boarding school. So that I think that is the time that brought the biggest attention of the importance of taking care of children and how they feel and protecting them.
What is the best advice you've received?
The most powerful advice I got was from an uncle of mine who spent his life in politics. And he said before he died is that if I were to try to solve the Palestinian problem, and I thought I spent the last 50 years trying to do that, please don't do that. I'm so glad you're in social work, because that will bring about a much bigger difference in life. And that really is what made me realize that with that and with another advice from, again, another uncle who basically said, spend your time, 1/3 of it focused on what you're trying to achieve, 1/3 of it with a lot of hard work, and 1/3 of it is being intelligent about how to fix the problem.
If it's not the same, what is the best advice you can give?
I would say focus on children, education, and there is really no difference between all children. Just open the door, give them an opportunity for education. And yes, you can have incredible education in a public school with bare walls. You just need to create a community of learners. And what you have available for the most wealthy, you can do it in the most bare environments.
What would you like to achieve in this lifetime?
That's a big question, because you say, are you willing to end your life today? You think you've done enough? And I say, in some ways, much more than I ever thought that I could do. But what I hope is to continue to find, share what we've done so far, and to see how we could scale it up further and get more collaboration from the experts.
What brings us together?
Children. Our future is through their eyes. So as long as we keep their eyes open to the world, we will know where to go.
What is the most courageous decision you've made?
The biggest decision, courageous one that I made, was to leave the private sector and to decide that, yes, we can help not only 100 children in the association, we can do 20,000 and jump and try to get the best practice to the public school. we can do it in the private sector in Lebanon, in the public sector in Lebanon, and in a tent. So yes, that required a lot of courage, because many people said you cannot do it. This can only be done in the most sophisticated environments. So with a team who was willing to take this huge risk, we now manage 100 times the budgets that we before had.
What is your strongest conviction?
The strongest conviction is to stay connected to the young, and then you will know if you're going in the right direction.
What makes us human?
What makes us human is the ability to dream, to think, to collaborate, to imagine a world that is better for everybody, to invent for the better, hopefully, to imagine a future that is not controlled by politics.
Who are you?
Who am I? I'm all the people that I've met in Colombia, in Brazil, in the US, in Jordan, in Lebanon, and now in Austria. We become the people we meet. So, and a bit of that is me, I think.
What's your name? And if you know, what does it mean?
Reem is a deer. So that's what so it's the animal deer. And for me, I think of it more than the animal deer with the long neck, to see all the people and the children, and to also feel the dearness, to the endearment and the empathy.